All right, the first bout is over, and the man that's apparently called Ham, I love it. He won a unanimous judge's decision. Fun times. I'll meet you back at the end of the next fight. Grilled cheese going on. The second fight ended with I don't remember his name, but I think he was screaming something about being from the jungle. When he was introduced, his nickname was Black Panther. So, whatever. That guy won the. There was a Caucasian male and an African American male. The African American male won the second fight. I can't remember their names because they're undercard on a YouTube show. They're YouTubers. I don't remember these people. Anywho, that was a fun fight. I'll see you at the end of the next. All right, we're at the end of the fourth fight because I'm bad at this. And we had, so the third fight ended, JMX won clean. And I found the second fight, the guy's name was Momo who won. So JMX won the second fight against Coach Richard, or the third fight. And then Momo had won the second fight against some dude. Don't care. But the fourth fight was actually a little weirder, but it was mostly just because of the background of the fighters. So the winner of the fourth bout was FaZe Sensei. Like, Jesus, what a good fight that was. He called his shots, and he took him down in the third round, so with a TKO. So that was actually the first technical knockout of the night. That was the first stoppage of a match. It was the first end before the bell rang. Every other fight has been decision. That was the first one that was the ref called it and said, nah, you done. But all right, I'll catch you after the next undercard fight. At this point, I don't know what that'll be. All right, we're just edging up on the last, really undercard fight. So there's one more fight between. Yeah, the fight that's about to start is the last one between the fans at home and the Jake Paul Deji fight. So next is Anderson Gibb and Jay Swing. I can't read names, but the last fight was between Raka Raka and Scarce, and Raka Raka. Huge, and basically, Scarce wouldn't go down. Raka even said after the fight, motherfucker has an iron chin. And yes, if you're thinking, who, Scarce? Like, walks out from behind a tree, Scarce? Yeah. The motherfucker lost 100 pounds, roughly, I think, what was the commentary saying? He lost 100 pounds for this fight, which is incredible. Gives me hope. Like, legitimately gives me hope that I'm going to be fine. But, so Raka won in dominant fashion, but after the fight, they're both too nice for this shit. Anyways, the next fight is, as it's shown on the screen, and, we're about to watch that, and I'll come back to you when we're done. That was the best fight of the night so far, or the day. God damn, why accent? Go away. Yeah, no, that was the best fight so far. I don't know if that can be topped, at this point, but maybe Jake Paul and Deji will be better. I doubt it. I don't think the two main events will be better from an actual in-ring standpoint. That fight, for me, from an audience perspective, was so good. The first round was completely dominated by, the guy who won dominated the first round and a half, roughly. And, but, man, I have no other word. Like, the last two rounds were so, like, I couldn't have called it. But fucking damn, that was good. Hey, just a moment. What's up, everybody? Good morning. It is Saturday, August 25th, 2018, which is also the day of the KSI Logan Paul fight, which, holy shit. So I just paid 13 Canadian dollars. Help. That's a lot of money. But not that much for, a decent, decent, amateur boxing, card, I'd say. I mean, you've got the main event, and then you got the kind of the sub-main event match, which are the big ones. And then you've got an undercard, which is just about to start here, and I'll update you. Actually, you know what? This day will be dedicated to the results of the fight, so I'll update you throughout the rest of the day. Deji versus Jake Paul just finished up. Deji's team threw in the fucking towel because he wasn't going to give up, but he was done. His body was giving out, and he just wasn't. He was out on his feet in a sense, but man, what a fucking fight. If you'd told me that I was going to legitimately, get my money's worth out of this when I bought it, I would have been like, you're probably right. But I wouldn't have said it was from the two main events. I would have said it was the undercard, like the fight. And man, that was a fucking fight, and I'm glad this. I can't wait to see what's next. The main event's gonna be sick. Also, did I mention Michael fucking Buffer? Jake Paul just fucking plugged his merch during his victory speech. He's got his new merch, his new clothing line. I fucking love it. What a move.
Manchester, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Now coming to the ring from the United States, it's Logan, the Maverick Paul. Making his entrance to the ring, here comes the Nightmare, KSI!
Still right now.
Yeah.
Michael Buffer hasn't gone.
And here we go.
Imagine being that man.
This is it.
We're about to find out. There's the voice. Yeah, absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. Referee Gareth Morris scores it 58-57. For KSI. The next judge has it even at 57-57, and a third judge has it 57-57. It is a majority draw.
It's a draw.
Let's hear it for both fighters after 6 straight rounds of boxing. The Nightmare KSI Logan, the Maverick Paul. This fight is a majority draw.
Wow.
What the fuck is that?
I'm here with the champ because when it's a majority draw, the champ stays the champ. How was that for you, JJ? It was a hell of a walk.
I think I personally would have.
What a fight. Jesus.
KSI won in my eyes. But it was close.
Majority draw, so you stay the champion. Yo! I wanted to say thank you to everyone.
Yeah, man, I don't know what to say.
You guys have been amazing.
But
For real.
definitely a good fight. Like, from a fight perspective. If you were to eliminate these people as YouTubers and as the petty beef that started this shit, that was just a good fucking boxing match.
Hold
I think that's how I have to describe this whole event.
Logan,
It's just a good fucking event.
are you down
As a
for
boxing
rematch?
event.
I think it's what the people want.
Guess who's gonna be buying another one of these in a few months? Me! I hate
That was
life.
one hell of a fight.
Oh,
It was
fuck.
amazing the way
Holy shit. That was a 5-hour boxing card. Now, this is going to be a long vlog, and that's just unavoidable. Holy fuck. That was actually, like, quite good. And I don't mean that was good in the terms of, KSI versus Logan Paul, the YouTube feud. I mean, as a boxing card, I was not disappointed. If I had just bought that as a boxing pay-per-view, it might have been changed due to like the way my head was, but yeah, that undercard, every fight in the undercard was in some way entertaining. The first two were a bit underwhelming in the boxing side. There was a couple on the undercard that were really good from the boxing side, and then there was the scarce one. Yeah, there was about 3, which was the first 2, and the one scarce versus whoever that were. I don't think they were as strong as fights, but they were still enjoyable, still entertainment. You know, it's an undercard. You're getting your money's worth. Is the entire point of that. And then there's the other 2 matches on the undercard, which were I can't even remember their names. Oh no, it was like Coach Richard versus I think his name was like Joe or Joel or something, but I can't remember his like tag, his username that they used, and that was a fucking phenomenal fight. And then the next one, again I can't remember the names. The one after that was amazing. The 2 of them, the 2 that did were so good. And then the undercard, the semi-main, the bulk of this last segment is going to be these 2 matches. The semi-main and then the main event. So the semi-main event, Jake Paul versus Deji. It was good. I liked watching it. It was, because I came into this event, I bought this event to say that I watched it. And also to support. Because, some people might say, oh, why would you pay to watch it? When you can just, go watch on, Twitch with someone, or, go to some fucking cam girl site and they have it in the bottom, they have themselves in the bottom third. Because supporting these kinds of events is how we get bigger and better ones. If you pay $10, 10, I paid 13 it ended up being, and it did raise. The original price was like $8.50 US, and it was like $8 US, and it was like $10.50 Canadian. It raised about $2.50. It rounded off at an even $10 in the States and 13 up here. I think it was well worth every penny I paid, because you cannot find an amateur boxing pay-per-view. Like, if you were to compare this to the pay-per-view system, you cannot find a better value. And so I don't feel ripped off. I got way more than my money's worth in terms of boxing matches, and this is my first boxing pay-per-view that I've watched. And most of it was amateur level, but that was fine. To me, that doesn't matter. I'm paying $13. I'm not expecting fucking, Tyson Holyfield 3 to come out of one of these matches. I'm not expecting something like that's so great it could have been, But Jake Paul versus Deji, good fight. Ends with Deji's team throwing in the towel, which I get, because Deji was he was going to lose that fight in the decision no matter what. So I think it was his team wanted. He was going to lose the fight in the decision had it gotten that far, but I have my doubts it would have gotten that far. I think the ref would have called it at some point. I think Deji would have been knocked clean on his ass. But Logan Paul versus KSI. KSI versus Logan Paul, that fight, full fucking 6 rounds. The last 2 fights were contested 6 rounds, 3 minutes each. That fucking fight was a good boxing match. It wasn't like a professional level boxing match. No one fucking asked it to be. But as an amateur boxing match, I can honestly say I got the money's worth out of that match. If I had paid $13 to watch that match, I would have been disappointed. But between the really good undercard, the semi-main, and the main event, I think I got like $50 worth of pay-per-view. If that pay-per-view cost $50, I wouldn't have bought it, because I don't have $50 lying around to buy it. But, you know, knowing what I know now, the price, as long as it doesn't get ridiculous, isn't going to bother me in the future with these events, because they're well put on. Commentary was great. The presenters in between matches that were discussing and doing breakdowns, they were good. Everything about this was so well produced that I'm willing to pay for it. It wasn't produced like a YouTube, you know, live stream. It was produced like a fucking boxing pay-per-view. And the fact that they treated it with the respect that it deserved is what made me willing to pay. And so I guess that what I can say now is, really fucking judges, majority draw. Why couldn't you motherfuckers just give it the win to one or the other? Although what I think is hilarious is the odds for a draw were so, like, it was like none. The odds for the draw were like 18 to 1 on one article, and that's ridiculous. I bet they were higher going in. Like, today, I bet you anything, they were higher. But, what I will say for the draw is that anyone who put money on it just got a huge fucking payout. You have no idea. Even at 18 to 1 odds, if you put $100 in there, you just made $1,800. You know? And so imagine if you bet, you know, 10 grand on a draw, you just made out like a fucking bandit. Although I did see Keemstar pissing about on Twitter about it being rigged. You probably just bet on the wrong fucking people, dumbass. I don't know. Either way, I'm not commenting on them as the, you know, Logan Paul being a douchebag slime weasel, trying to use this to push his career back in place. But it genuinely seems like he actually doesn't want to be the douchebag slime weasel that he is. I'm not going to comment on whether he's won me over. He hasn't yet, but, you know, I'm not going to comment on it, comments on it. I don't know. All I can say is that fight was fucking well worth it. And I mean, 5 hours of consistent, you know, of good boxing, you know, or, well, decent boxing for half of it, and then really, really excellent stuff for the rest. It was, hey, to give them credit, for $13, I got more than WrestleMania's worth, more than SummerSlam's worth. As a wrestling fan, it's impressive to me that a $13 pay-per-view can actually be this fucking good. But, yeah, no. No, I was really impressed. I liked it a lot. I will be excited for the next one. They're already building to stuff. That main event's getting a fucking rematch, like it fucking should. So, yeah, I'm really excited. So I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Because, I mean, there's nothing else to do today other than, like, dink around with Windows 2000, which I think I'm going to make my own separate video for now. Anyways, see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Good night.